All right, let's fire this thing up. Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live-streamed Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. I am joined as always by my good friends, Chris playing the Noir detective, Yuan T inquisitive rogue, divination wizard, Mannix.
Hello!
Heather playing the Dark Death dealer, half-drow, assassin rogue, Kaless.
Hello.
Rochelle and Reese are unfortunately not joining this evening, so we're going to go with Raymond playing the heedlessly brave, total battle master fighter rogue, George.
Hello.
I don't think they're too upset about not being here because they're in freaking Hawaii.
They are in freaking Hawaii.
That's right.
We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. You can watch all of our D&D live series as well as reviews and Let's Plays on my YouTube page. Read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com. Watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series, Crafting Annihilation, on Thursday mornings. You can follow me on Twitter at roguewatson and join our official Discord discussion group with invite link in the description below. If you would like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/roguewatson. Shoutouts to platinum patrons Andrew, Richard, Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Nick, Andy, Grayson, and Chris. And gold patrons, RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy Numa, Marco Stade, Vicente, Gilberto, Sean A.K., Cert2B, Adam, Dead Lizard Lounge, Sam, Arash, and Lumpy Spuds. Thank you all very much for your support. For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video chat, we use Discord. And for streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, having escaped the Yuan T with the puzzle cube, the party had to deal with Zendala and her quest to find the Ring of Winter. Her quest to get the Ring of Winter from Artis. The party long rested in the city, received an update from Zegmira to meet them at the obelisk outside the tomb, and reunited with Artis, Dragonbait, and Orvex. Mannix immediately revealed that Zendala was after the ring, prompting Artis to go on the defensive, and for Zendala to cast Dominate Person and use Mage Hand to slide the ring from Artis's finger. Dragonbait charged, but George fought him off, defending the sorceress. Kaless and Theron both ripped into Zendala, using inspiration to get past her magical defenses and snapping Artis from his stupor, but it was Mannix's owl familiar that swooped in to snatch the ring and fly away. Realizing she was far outmatched and outnumbered, Zendala used invisibility to slip away. Artis demanded the return of the ring and berated the party for causing this attack. The party were imperious, and Mannix initially refused to return the ring at all. It was Kaless who suggested they return it if Artis agrees to help Cody free the rest of the slaves from the Yuan T. Artis was reluctant, but Cody knew of a secret path into the back of the caves of the temple, and the party had cleared many of the guards, including the Hydra. He agreed, and the ring was returned, though Kaless briefly flirted with the idea of keeping it for herself. The party was now greatly reduced, with only Orvex hitching a ride, wanting to remain with the others to see the inside of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. First, they would have to deal with the Red Wizard standing outside, who held the rest of the cubes. As the party suspected, Zegmira and the wizards were keen on betraying the party, forcing them to surrender the cubes so they could enter the tomb and take the Soulmonger for themselves. A large-scale battle broke out with Zegmira and her elite squad, but one of her wizards accidentally broke a chunk of the huge obsidian obelisk with a spell, releasing a powerful demon from within. The demon began attacking everyone around it in a fury, and Zegmira responded by tossing their cubes on the floor and teleporting to safety. The demon proved a formidable monster, but after a few moments of blood and fury, it dissipated back into the obelisk, which bore a cryptic message from Asarak himself. You all are coming off a gigantic battle, and as I mentioned last week, and apparently needed to remind everybody a few more times, you all have reached level 9.
Yeah.
Literally, I got on today, and everybody's like, oh shit, the levelings.
The leveling.
Now, usually we try to time a level around a long rest. This was, I think, the first time we haven't quite been able to do that because you guys literally just long rested before this encounter. So instead, you all can get a short rest here, kind of collect yourselves after this giant battle. You've seen the obelisk knit itself back together. Theron's T-Rex form is going to finally revert back to his Allosaurus form.
Hmm.
But you all have earned enough experience to get level 9, and you do have in your possession now the rest of the puzzle cubes, as Agmira kind of threw them down and said, well, if we can't get in, then at least you getting in and destroying it would be the backup plan.
Yeah.
So I'm adding the rest of the cubes into your journal. It should be under, I think, chapter 3 handouts for you.
Do we have any more like healing potions I might be able to have?
Well, you
That's
guys
part
can
of
short
leveling
rest
up?
right here. But
Oh, we're not doing a long rest?
no, this is going to be a short rest. I just mentioned that because you guys literally
he's
just
not kind enough to give us.
You guys just long rested before this battle. So there's no way you're going to be able to get the benefits of a long rest this quick. But you can get a short rest here. Wow, those are some really bad. Now, Gillian can do her
Look at
thing.
those dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are real
It's a
bad.
D6 unless it levels up. But I think it's a D6.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I won't be leveling up your players who aren't here. Let's see.
Right.
Song of Rest.
It goes to a D8 at 9th level.
Yeah, because they're technically getting the benefits after the rest.
Fine.
So
Oh,
it is an
another
extra 1d6 you guys can heal from the Song of Rest.
31, 43. $52. 7.
There's no reason not to.
Well, might as well use my last 2 hit dice.
Oh boy.
All right.
Have you had to use it? Mine went back up to 8 because we went through 2 long rests.
Oh, I just used them all.
Oh,
Every single one of them.
She had gone down in that fight,
Yeah,
Five
she did.
Five.
Yeah.
and you had 3 really bad hit dice rolls.
Mm-hmm. I would have had to use so many if I'd had better rolls.
Mhm.
And I'm still not fully healed.
Jeez. That's terrible.
Can Gillian use her Song of Rest before the short rest?
She did.
Yeah, she did. It just gives another 1d6 of.
Oh. Can Theron heal you before the short rest?
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll get 1 hit. I'll have 1 hit dice left whenever we go up to 9. So
Theron's also got like a necklace of healing. Also, he's holding out on you guys.
We have to remind him to use it. He charges us.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, your healer is basically transforming into your tank most of the time.
Yeah, that's right. So he's not available.
I'm not sure how to click on things when they're in your inventory. I don't know if
Does he have the potential to be a good healer?
Druid, yeah.
Oh, no, not Druid, but Theron.
How the fuck do you click on things?
I mean, he's got that necklace that gives him some healing stuff, and I believe he's got a couple spells.
Yeah, he's got Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
That he could cast at whatever level you need.
but if he doesn't get it back in a short rest, it's not worth it.
Well, he doesn't, but I mean, he's got all of his spell slots, and he's not here to protect.
It's fine.
We're controlling him.
All right.
I'm fine. I have 73 hit points again. Out of a total of 87, so
It's pretty decent. All right,
let's
we
see
need to.
how much my husband wants to sleep on the couch tonight.
Oh my goodness. We need
Age-old
to.
threat.
She's already threatening me. We've barely begun.
Love you, dear.
We need to level up to 9. So why don't we start with George this time?
Level 9 is really not exciting for George because he actually becomes a level 8 fighter.
Right.
An ability score improvement. But, with these recent journeys, Fighting the big winged monster. No, the King of Feathers. Sorry, not winged. The King of Feathers. Etc. Etc. He's become hardened. His constitution improves.
Ah.
So
Just become even swoller. Didn't you do this once before
So
too?
swole.
Or was
strength. That was strength.
That was strength. Oh, okay.
So my strength's at a +4. My constitution's at a +4 now.
Wow. All right.
So I guess I automatically get my 8 hit points for bumping up my constitution score.
Yeah.
So before I even roll. So that brings my max to 90. And now I roll my 1d10. Wait, no. You said just click on something.
No, roll. Yeah, roll your thing, and then we'll apply your modifier after the roll.
Oh, so just roll a 1d10.
Roll a 1d10, yeah. That's your fighter hit dice.
Come on. Good number.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
7 plus 4. So plus 11. So now
11.
I am 101.
Whoa, he's joined the triple digit
Jeez.
club. Actually, Theron was already there.
Yeah. He's
Theron was
joining it. It's
Theron was at 102. Enjoy being the leader because Theron hasn't leveled up yet.
And that's it.
101 hit points. All right, here comes Tankier.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was asking, like, is Theron going to be a good healer? Maybe I could be a better tank.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna need everything you can get. Kaless, tell me about level 9.
Not very fancy for Kaless either. Our ability score improvement did go up, so now we have +4, which is great. And
The proficiency bonus?
yeah.
Okay.
And then my sneak attack now also goes up another d6, so now I have 5d6 sneak attack, which is even better.
Wow.
And then I get
5d6.
one of my I get a infiltration expertise. So basically I can create a false identity now for 25 gold, which lets me establish a history, profession, and affiliations for an identity. So it's gonna work great in the jungle, you guys.
Yep.
Great.
That's right.
I will get the grung to believe that I am a grung. So
Or you're just going to believe you're the top grung advocate.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm their lawyer. Yeah, I just kill anybody who comes after.
Have
them.
you
It's
or
fine.
someone you've loved been the victim of a grung attack?
Call 1-800-GRUNG.
Grung is all we do.
Part of that 25 gold will get you a billboard.
Asterisk, we do not speak grung.
So I'll roll for the hit points.
Grung and mesothelioma.
Oh, I got a 5. It's not bad for a D8, I guess.
That is the average, I think, that we take.
Yeah. So I think I just put that in there, and then it'll add my con modifier by itself. I think.
Oh, you're doing that character mancer?
I was trying to. Yeah, discard and exit. What was I at before? So do I add those hit points also to my current hit point value so it stays even?
That's what I did.
Okay.
I'll allow it, just because you guys usually get to do it on a long rest, so.
Mm-hmm. All right. So there's 5. Next. Yeah. Hit next. Okay, yeah. So it does add my con. So yeah. So now I'm at 96 hit points.
Nice.
I need to add 9 to what I am. So yeah. Now I am far more deadly with 5d6 for sneak attack.
Mr. Mannix.
Mannix gets level 3 spells as he doubles down on more wizard learnings. And I was furiously researching spells just now because I remembered to do this. I came with 4 options. I think I'm going to go with. See, I really.
Everybody who like min maxes and carefully plans their characters are pulling their hair out watching you guys right now. Like they're just now coming up with their level 9.
And not only that, I'm picking spells based on whether they work thematically, not actual min max usefulness.
Oh, I respect the hell out of that. You got to stick with the theme.
I think the spells I'm going to take are Enemies Abound, where I try to make an enemy believe that all of his allies are his. So he just it's a combat spell. Whenever he attacks, he randomly attacks one of the people within range, not necessarily us.
Okay.
And gaseous form, because Mannix leaving combat by turning into a puff of smoke seems right up his alley.
Hey, traversal spells are criminally underrated by players, and they tend to be very useful in a lot of situations. And also for fleeing.
That's really,
That feels like a very Mannix thing.
Yeah. If things get too tough, Mannix can turn into a puff of smoke and just float off into the air. Just FYI.
Here you go.
Tough. The going gets tough, the tough gets gassy.
Yeah, and that is it. I get a couple of
Show me
third
some
level spells.
mighty hit points. Is that all it is spells?
All just spells, yep.
Okay.
No other things happen. A D6. What am I going to get? A 4. I'll take the 4. And
Guys,
that's a straight 4.
Fairly average the whole way, weren't you?
Which took me to 49. The gap just continues to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it really does.
Between me and the tanks.
These low hit points are starting to. It wasn't too pronounced early on.
You talk about people pulling their hair out. There are people who are looking at a level 9 character hit points that are really.
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
We all love Mannix.
Does someone have a spell for like wind tunnel?
I think Gillian
does.
Gillian
like
does,
a Triton thing. She can like control air and water.
Uh-huh.
How about gas?
I mean, I think wind tunnel specifically disperses that shit.
Just blow me somewhere.
Mannix becomes like thousands of particles.
That's right. He just disperses me.
You're like Dr. Manhattan. You need to reform after a while.
The next 6 months is spent reforming gas particles.
We see some nerve endings over here in this corner. He slowly puts himself back together.
That's it for me.
All right. So, yeah, you guys have all the puzzle cubes. Kaless, you found a very fancy blade, which you can attune to during this short rest. I did make a thing for it.
Oh, you did? Yay. Put it in my thing. Yeah, thank you. Oh, dang it. You did.
The blood. Oh, I didn't put it in your sheet. I just put a thing for it. But the blood drinker blade. I don't like jacking with your guys' sheets. I like you guys to mess up your own sheets. You can abdicate all responsibility for character sheets. This was the weapon you found off one of the people. Otherwise, it seems to be the only thing of value off the bodies left behind.
+1.
And the obelisk itself.
It's the same damage as my rapier, right? A D8.
Yes. And I think was your rapier also a +1? Or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So that all should be the same. The main difference is going to be the special abilities then. Where's the obelisk? Yep. So this is what you see, which I will be basically having to remind you guys at the beginning of every session in terms of these this cryptic little poem that you feel might have some relevance for the dungeon ahead. Fear the night when the Forsaken One seizes death's mantle and the seas dry up and the dead rise, and I, a Serac the Eternal, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter take heed. The enemies oppose. One stands between them. In darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The keys turn on the inside only.
All right. Let's assume that's all very literal. Look for children, locks, and masks.
Yeah. Orvex catches up with you guys. Says, that seemed like quite the bloody battle. What kind of monster emerged from this great obelisk?
Did you want to take a crack at it? See if you can get him to emerge again?
I would rather not.
Hey, Orvex, memorize this poem and over the course of the next few hours, decipher its meaning and get back to us.
I am not a robot. Anything written by Serac himself, supposedly, must be important.
Right.
And I have a +10 to hit with my blood.
Lord.
Wow. Wow.
You see a dark passageway in front of you to the north, and then a smaller tunnel burrowing towards the east, where this obelisk stands.
All right, here's the point where Manic's supposed to go full on constantly scanning for traps mode.
This might be a good time. I added a new document. We're not in the tomb yet, but I added a little thing under the journal heading under our house rules called Tomb Rules. And
oh boy,
I wanted to have some kind of firm rules because I know this is going to come up a lot about how perception works and all that kind of thing. So this is my general final ruling. We can have discussions about it, but going forward, this is kind of what I've landed on based on the player handbook ruling and everything else. So mainly it is when it comes to detecting traps, secrets, and using perception. So your passive perception scores are always considered active. Obviously, that's the whole point of it, but only within 5 feet of your token. So if you ever pass by anything within 5 feet of you, so anything adjacent, then I always going to look at passive perception versus what you can see. That's going to be automatic. You don't even have to tell me anything. If you pass by within 5 feet and you haven't triggered anything, then, which I didn't add this as a bullet point, but be very, very wary of where your token is on the map. We are playing in Roll20 in a virtual tabletop, and your positioning can matter greatly. Because we usually play pretty fast and loose. People are, throwing their tokens around everywhere, and I'm just saying, be very conscious about where everybody is at what times, and that'll help make my job a lot easier too. So passive perception is always active. Active perception check can be used if you ever want to try and spot things within your line of sight, essentially. With the caveat that you can always fall back on your passive perception, because I don't think you're ever supposed to get worse than what your passive is. But you still have to declare that I am searching the room for anything out of the ordinary, kind of a thing. And then you can make an active check. Generally, it's going to be the person in the lead is going to be making that perception check, especially if it's like a hallway situation. And somebody's in the lead. If two people can be in the lead and you're both in front looking, then probably one person could give the help action advantage to the other, and you have an advantage. If it is a situation where everybody is in a room and you're all searching together for something, then we're going to use a group check, which is everybody rolls perception. And I've got a DC that I'm looking at, and then at least half of you have to meet that number or above it in order to succeed on that roll. It's a group check. And then finally on Detect Magic, because you've got Detect Magic and you are casting it as a ritual usually. However, I am going to be very picky about you keeping up with that and telling me when you're casting Detect Magic, so So when it's active, and I will try and let you know as well, like, okay, you probably need to like recast detect magic, and I'm hoping it's not going to
Right. So the problem is, yeah. There's not a timer. Tell me when.
there's
10
not a
minutes has gone
timer
by,
exactly, yeah, and I'm going to try to let you know about these things ahead of time as best as I can, and hopefully it won't be too fiddly, and in general that shouldn't matter too much in terms of like, can I spend 10 minutes casting detect magic, that kind of thing. But that is a big deal, obviously, is if you can detect magic within 30 feet. So I don't want to necessarily just always assume you've got it on.
We can just make like a house ruling that anytime we leave any room, it just boop, it comes up.
Yeah, before we leave a room, just and hopefully we'll start getting used to that. It's like, all right, what are the things we have to do before we move forward? Let's put that into our thing. So that is the organization.
All right. Yep. Sounds good to me.
All right, continue.
Well,
north or east?
Yeah, let's take a look at the north door. I'm sure we probably can't get in easily, but let's take a look at it. Where are my glasses?
Sound like an old man.
Where are my glasses?
My glasses.
Darn
Go on your head,
whippersnappers,
Danny.
get off my yard.
I'm gonna pop down some quartz lenses and start doing some perception checks. Let's go up to the door here, like here, and let's do a perception, or let's do just a search of the area. I don't want to say do a perception check every time. I'm looking around. I'm searching.
Okay. Only thing I ask is that you tell me like what at least like room you're searching in and that kind of thing, just to give me some direction. Or you said you're looking down this hallway door area.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go to the front door.
Okay.
Yes. I was trying to do one check for like both hallways, but I can do one at a time. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's perceive that door.
All right.
And let me know if it's ever an investigation perception. I'm never quite sure which one it's supposed to be.
I think. Let's see. Did I have that as?
I always kind of feel like if it's like a specific item I'm looking at, it's supposed to be investigation, but I don't know.
I think I'm going to add in that was the final bullet point I actually didn't get to on the thing. It did say that successfully spotting a trap may not give you all information, and then an investigation or arcana check may be called for to determine how like a trap or something might operate, depending on how it's constructed.
So an investigation may be a follow-up
perception is to notice things, and that's to like really like once you've already noticed something, then you're actually looking at it and studying it. The rules are very nebulous between those two things. That's how I've always seen it. Is like perception is like the macro level, and investigation like the micro level.
Yeah.
A short tunnel ends at a slab of worked stone whose edges are marked by relief carvings of grinning skulls. 4 lines engraved at the center of the slab cross one another to form a star, with both ends of each line marking the location of a cube-shaped cavity cut into the door, with 8 cavities in all. Your perception check notices that there are holes in the mouths of the skulls on the door. You also, when you're looking around the whole tunnel, you can see a raised stone block is directly above you.
Oh shit! How far does the stone block extend?
It extends the width of this tunnel.
Okay.
Depth-wise, it looks like it's maybe a couple feet. It's more like a stone wall.
Wait, I thought it's the ceiling?
Yeah, it's a raised stone. It's not the whole ceiling. It's just like a particular stone section of.
If he does something wrong, will it fall on his head?
Right, that's what I'm imagining. Is that you're saying like the roof panels that come down?
It's above you right now, but I mean it's only like a couple feet deep. So it looks like it's gonna just. It looks like it's just a wall that goes down. It doesn't run the whole length of the hallway.
Okay.
So there's 8 skulls, right?
There's 8 cube-shaped cavities in the
Mhm.
door, and then a number of skulls with holes in the skulls.
Is there anything in the holes? Can I put some light in the holes?
They all require walking. We've now
Uh,
made Cholt lanterns.
Now you could go and give me an investigation check
Okay.
if you want to look specifically at these skull holes. Holy
And
skulls.
I'm not gonna click it every time, but we assume I'm clicking my glasses back and forth. So
That's fine. Yeah.
It is a bonus action,
But I like to hear you role playing like
that's right. Yeah, it's very much that.
Constantly adjusting. You get up close, and the first thing you do is immediately. Do you have a torch in hand or no?
I have woken nuts if I need them, but I also have dark vision.
Okay. That's right. You getting close, and you notice the holes are very small, and beyond it, you see just a dark room. But with your dark vision, it just looks like it's very smoky. But it takes you a second. You notice it looks like kind of a yellow smoke in the room, in the door, beyond the door.
Okay. Oh, I see how this trap works. Maddox clicks his hat. Like, yeah. Wall comes down. Gas pours out of the holes. You die. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not on the wrong side of that wall that's in the ceiling.
So, is there anything like unique about the cube-shaped holes? Like any kind of like a design that would line up for each of the different cubes? Like the monkey, the fucker grunt. They all came from like the different.
Yeah, it looks like those
Ah.
cavities would fit the cubes would fit those cavities. Yeah, they're in a.
Well, yeah. That I figured. I was just wondering if there was some kind of like art that would say,
Oh,
yeah,
not
something that
on
would tell us.
not on the door. They're just empty holes.
What about on the cube?
The cubes. Yeah, you've got the handout cubes. They all have their little symbol of that god's form stamped on their official merchandise of that god.
So the recesses for the cubes are in the walls, not on the door?
They're on the door.
I thought the little holes were on the door. Are they also on the door?
Yes, everything's on the door.
Okay.
Big ass door.
It is a big ass door.
Okay. Yeah, is there any like markings around recesses? No
See.
identifying like one from another?
Your perception check. I have given you all the information that you have gleaned.
Okay. There's no way to really know which one goes where. And I'm guessing if you put the wrong ones in the wrong spots, you get gassed.
And that's why I was looking for what he said. Where's the cube thing in our hand?
Looking for the symbols on the cubes.
Mm-hmm.
Under Chapter 3 player handouts. Should be under puzzle cube handouts.
Where the hell's chapter 4?
Chapter
There's
3.
also 9 of them.
Okay,
Yes.
hang on a minute. Player handouts. There it is.
Do I see? Well, I guess I already did a perception check, but I don't see anything that could double, like a 9th one that could double. Something that could double as another.
You do not. You have
Wait.
9 cubes and you see 8 holes.
I don't have a thing for the cubes.
Chapter 3.
Should be under
Chapter
Chapter 3, Dwellers of the Forbidden
Player
City.
handouts.
Chapter 3,
There
player
it is.
handouts.
Okay.
Puzzle cube handouts.
Okay.
And nothing on the story matches these drawings at all.
Nope.
Well, I'm not fucking putting cubes in there until we have more information, because there's no information to go on here. And one of these cubes is not used or goes somewhere else. I'm gonna take a step back. Let's look around other places. In the meantime. What's down this hallway?
Alcoves run the length of a narrow tunnel, each one featuring a bestial statue standing or squatting above a basin of oil. Which you can kind of make out, even with your dark vision down there. It's getting pretty dim because the daylight's not really streaming in there.
Right. Are these all the same animal? Or are they different animals?
No, they are different animals. In fact, you instantly recognize at least the two closest ones now that you're close enough as two of the trickster gods. The one to your north immediately seems to be some kind of snake-like creature. And the one to the south of you seems to be some kind of what the hell is that? Like a demonic monkey.
That matches the symbols.
Trying to write. I can't write. Okay. Does it look safe to step between the two?
You can. Your passive perception would be active right now. And,
Okay, right.
You're not.
It's just taking me a little while to get used to that.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
Is it safe to take the 5 steps?
Right.
Four.
Yeah. And at least when you're that close, your passive would be going off. Would you have a passive 18? Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
And you currently do not have detect magic.
20.
On, correct?
My passive perception is 20.
20. Wow. You do not have detect magic?
Let's say I start doing it, so I don't have it right now.
Okay.
But in 10 minutes, I will.
Okay.
Or in is it 10 minutes? Yeah, it's 10
If you
minutes.
count it as a ritual, it's 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't detect anything out of the ordinary, and you start casting detect magic to see if you can sense anything else. Would any of the rest of you like to do anything, or do you want to wait till he gets his detect magic on? Orvix will come up and say, "Oh, yes, I recognize the primal trickster gods. That one there is Moa, facing, of course, their great rival Wongo. Would you like me to recite the legend?"
I think we've heard it like 3 times a piece. We're good for now. Which one's which? No, you can tell us that.
Would you like me to recite the legend?
It's like only the one option. I'd like to hear it again.
Would you like to know more? The one to the north is identified as Moa, which looks like the kind of snake-looking one. And the one to the south is Wongo, which looks like a demonic monkey. You guys have heard the legend before. I won't recite it if you don't want me to. But I do actually have it as a handout.
Oh, I thought we already had that handout, but yeah.
I thought you did too, and I guess I never shared it.
It's blank.
It is blank.
Oh, that is on the GM notes. My bad. I guess they wanted to hide that from prying players. Let's put that under here. There you go.
How many statues are there? Can you see Manix?
I can see.
George can only see 30 feet.
I can see 8.
George, I
Yeah, I
did
see
update your
8,
token,
but
by the way. I made it so you've got complete bright vision out to 30 feet, but then obviously nothing beyond that.
Oh, okay. And then how are the cube-shaped holes aligned? Would you say it's like pairs in a row in a column, or
The cubes are on the door. The cubes were aligned like a circle, but in a square shape, if that makes sense.
No.
Like 3, 3, 3, 3.
But you said there's only 8 cube-shaped holes?
Yes. It's like 3 by 3, but with nothing, no space in the middle.
But 3 by 3 is 9. I'm confused.
Right. So
But there's no middle one.
but there's no middle one. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So it makes a square.
Yes.
Why? Your description of circle but a square. It's just a square.
All right. Fair enough.
And it's like nice symmetry too.
Yes. Perfect symmetry.
Because if there's 8 statues, if we look at that, I don't know where
George Spencer is the name.
George gets frustrated with the name, whatever that guy's name is. Where did that warning come from? Was it on the obelisk?
It was on the obelisk, yes.
Because it says the enemies oppose, one stands between them.
Mm-hmm.
So if Moa and Wongo are enemies and their statues are across from each other, then we just look at all 8 statues and the last one, the 9th one, does not go into the hole.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, yeah. That tracks.
Alignment doesn't help unless
Enemies oppose. What is it? How does it go? Enemies oppose. One stands between them. There's
I
too
mean, all
many-
this helps us tell us which is the 9th one. That
I suppose, yeah.
in darkness it hides. Maybe the center is actually a hole, and you put the last one in there.
Oh, maybe.
The keys turn on the inside.
Did y'all read the legend?
No,
I mean, I
So-
looked at the names.
it's kind of long.
So if
Give me the cliff notes.
So when you read it, it talks like a clock. In the morning, the Zorbo emerge. At noon, the Camden. So noon would be like straight north.
Okay, yeah.
So like if
does,
you
you're
read all
right.
the
It's
way
like-
through, and then in the evening, it starts to go this way.
Morning, noon, evening, night. Yeah,
hmm
it does.
Sorry, that's what I was doing while y'all were talking.
No, that's a good clue too.
That might help with the other door.
Yeah.
That's Heather, the player, not.
Close is just sharpening her blades impatiently.
Less, yeah. figure the puzzle out, nerds.
Shove your body parts into these cavities.
Actually, Nicholas is getting tired of waiting, so she's like just about to step forward anyway.
Right. Okay, so we wanted to take a look at the rest. Who's left? I assume, according to the legend here, the flail snail Unk didn't have an enemy, so
Same
maybe
type.
he's
He'd be the 9th.
he'd be the 9th. All right. Can we say my magic?
I think so.
Detection?
Darkness hides.
You guys have been discussing while Mannix is casting detect
Yeah.
magic
So-
as a ritual.
The first 2 were
Moa.
Moa and Wongo, which were those are the night ones.
Yeah, and they were enemies. So they are opposed to each other.
Okay.
That tracks.
So what are the next pair of statues?
Yeah. Does my detect magic show me anything immediately?
Yes, it immediately the statues.
Max stumbles back.
Yeah, the statues immediately have divination magic glowing on them, and the basins of oil at their base have some kind of conjuration magic.
Oh, shit. All right, back to where is the handout for the
This is the part where playing a physical game would be much less tedious when you've got just paper.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have the pages out instead of trying
Yeah.
to through folders.
Just open all those windows, pop them out on the
Yep.
screen, so you've got them.
I'll just pop them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And the enemies oppose. Sure, we see that right here. One stands between them. Okay, it could be one of us, I suppose. In darkness, it hides. Maybe we have to do this in complete darkness, or bad things happen. Don the mask or be seen. Speaking of the rest of these, don't track yet.
Well, the first ones are that night, a Sioux monster broke into Uptal's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omoans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in Jakuli's burrow. Uptal asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa the Jakuli was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jakuli and eat him up.
Okay. So the conjuration magic is on the pails of oil.
Mhm.
Does it look to me like there's magic in between the two statues, like a tripwire of magic?
No, you don't see anything like that. Just the statues themselves and the oil.
All right, Mannix is going to close his eyes and take a step forward.
Mannix, are you carrying the cubes?
At least one. I think we were talking about last time about divvying them up.
Okay, well,
I would have picked up the 3 Zagnir dropped.
Okay. I think you. Okay.
I think we all had one at that point, and then
Well, let's assume for sanity's sake that Mannix ended up with one of those, because I think she dropped Moa, Unk, and Wongo. One of the cubes, let's say the one with the picture of the demonic monkey on it, immediately vibrates as if your table was ready at a restaurant, and the basin of oil just catches fire by Wongo's statue.
So I had that one, and that one lit up.
Yes.
All right, everybody, I need to hold all the cubes. Give me all the cubes.
Just put your hat out.
Yeah.
Collect the cubes.
Look like a church
A tithe. Or whatever.
processional. Yeah, the tithe. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what happens when specifically like when Moa is given.
Yep. As soon as you have Moa and you're standing in that spot, the same thing happens. That one vibrates and Moa's basin of oil alights in a little bit of flame.
Okay. I'm still nervous, but
George encourages him. Keep going, man.
Thanks, George. Boost of confidence I needed. Let's go.
George's like, we'll never see him again.
Just to be safe, I'm going to leave those 2 cubes on the ground between those 2 statues.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to matter, but what I'm nervous about right now is carrying if there's a wrong cube to carry between 2 statues. I don't think so, but
okay.
Phyllis would call back to George to ask him to go look down the other hallway to see if anything is like lighting up or changing with the faces that were on the door.
Okay.
George, at the moment, you don't see any kind of change in the doorway.
George yells back, nothing's changing.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Negative. All right. Which 2 statues do I see in front of me now?
You see one that looks like a bunny with a little unicorn horn. And across from that is a koala bear looking creature.
Okay. That is
Aijin Obolaka.
okay.
Obolaka and
Good.
Aijin. The Amaraj.
I don't know how to spell these. I will take those two specific cubes and like present them as I walk forward.
Yeah, same thing happens. Both they vibrate calmly, and then the basins of oil are aflame. It's all very calming.
So that's conjuration. It's not that's the conjuration magic. Do I feel like from watching the magic work, do I feel like the divination magic on these statues is literally just to detect the cubes?
That's
or
what
is there
you're.
something else?
Yeah, it's what you're able to surmise. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like a sensor reading. It's like a RFID.
Yeah. The arcane version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Max is getting, with George's encouragement, Max is getting more confident now. This is when the roof falls. And he gets crushed.
That's right.
There's no traps in here.
Wait till the fourth one you get to.
Anymore. George says, I can't see what's happening anymore, but keep going, man.
So far, so good.
All right, the next pair, you see a crane, as in the bird, across from a giant tentacled monstrosity.
Papa Zobel and Kobuzan.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Zodel and Kobuzan. Okay.
Yep.
I love that name, Papa Zodel. I imagine it's some sort of like, I don't know, Italian chef.
Welcome to Papa Zodel's Pizza.
Exactly. It's like a pizza place.
Pastaria.
All right, Papa Zodel and Kobuzan. I present them their cubes.
Lawyers for hire.
It's a family-owned business. 1992. Papa Zodel and Kobuzan.
Are you suffering from grung and mesothelioma?
Call Papa Zodel and
Papa Zodel and Kobuzan.
Same deal?
Same deal. Sorry. Yeah, the cubes vibrate and the basins of oil alight in a flame.
Okay, last two, as far as I can tell.
In fact, I can do this.
Oh, there's light here.
Forgot I did this.
Manic shields his eyes.
As you've been walking
just
down,
getting used to his night vision.
That's right. Final two look like a grung and a like a leopard with snakes coming out of its shoulders.
Kamadon and Shagambi and Neng.
Sorry, say that again?
Shagambi, Kamadon, and Neng.
Neng. All right. Presented and delivered. 2 cubes to Shagambe and Neng.
All right. You walk in that spot too?
Yeah.
Shing, shing. All right. All of the things light up. Mannix, as you get to the end of the hallway, the final cube that you have begins to also vibrate. And you also you've kind of gotten used to it, but you hear the sound of a basin light up. And you see light flickering from the wall at the end of the hallway.
Is this the hide and darkness bit?
You give me a perception check with advantage, please.
I've always got advantage on perception checks.
Yeah, you do. Super advantage.
That's right. Extra plus advantage.
Max, you're pretty sure there's a false wall right here at the end of the hall. And you are able to find assuming you want to open it. Okay. You're able to find like a hidden handhold, and you open Open it up. I'm realizing I forgot to put. Oh no, I did put it there. Okay. Shunk. And there, at the end of the hall, you see a flail snail statue with its basin of oil lit up.
All right.
And on the statue is a golden pendant shaped like an eye, hanging like a necklace.
Okay. Now I'm nervous.
I've sapped his confidence completely, man.
Mannix, at the slightest hint of trouble, Mannix is going to turn into a gas cloud and float away.
Is this just going to be going
This
forward for the rest of the campaign? Is this just what I have to assume? If the slightest bit of trouble.
Mannix, it just gets to become such an instinct for him. Just any awkward, like he's talking with a turns into a gas cloud and floats away.
I can't wait
Just
to just
anytime he's awkward,
randomly have like
or
just
nervous.
like a thing fall, like a ceiling tile fall off, and he's like, gas cloud!
Ah!
Just sap
It's
all
like a
of your
turtle
spell
going into a
slots.
shell. It just
Yeah.
All right, I will very gently remove the necklace.
As you remove the necklace, nothing happens. It feels like a nice necklace.
Okay. Nothing else happened in this hallway. I got a necklace.
You got a necklace, correct?
Hey guys, I got a necklace.
The necklace also seems to have a little bit of the divination magic upon it.
Okay. That's good news. Steps forward. All right, I will slowly make my way out of the way.
Okay.
Do.
Says, that was so exciting.
Yeah. A little too exciting for my blood.
Do you leave the cubes there or you take the cubes?
I leave all the cubes there, except for when we get to the very end. I test what happens.
Sorry, you cut off. You take.
I leave them all there
Okay.
until I get to where Celeste is at. And as an experiment, as I'm like slipping away, I take one of the cubes away just to see what happens.
Plus, these will do that and backs up.
Yeah, like Wongo's. I'll take Wongo's cube.
Okay. The fire lights out as you take it, but otherwise nothing seems
So
to
you
happen.
remove the battery.
Yeah. All right, I'll put it back. I don't know if we need these cubes for later at the moment, but for the
Let's
time
back
being,
up. Yeah.
okay. Just in case, like you said, Celeste, it's like a battery power.
Mhm. Taking the batteries out. Might as well use your mage hand to gather them all up at this point.
That's yeah. Well, I know what that we're all good and we don't. But yeah, when we're going inside, I'll get it before we go.
Okay. And George, you haven't seen anything in the tunnel, or the door hasn't seemed to change at all while they've been doing this.
Okay.
Mannix, as you exit, do you have the necklace on you, or are you just holding it, or what's the situation?
Once I'm out of the hallway, I'll take it. Like I'll investigate it to see. I don't know if I can tell anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to have a little bit of divination magic on it. But it's unlike, it's not responding to the cubes or anything. But as you exit the hallway and you're holding it and investigating it, it seems to almost pull from like a tugging, almost like a magnet kind of a feeling. And it's tugging you to the west.
Oh,
What you get, Mannix?
I got a magnet necklace.
Put it on.
All right, I'll put it on. George is terribly influential.
He really is.
Okay, I'm reading the warning. Don the mask or be seen.
The necklace now almost like lifts up on its own and seems to tug at you, not like violently or anything, but kind of similar like a magnet's force. It just seems to pull you towards this western side of the cliff, actually away from the entrance here.
Oh, okay. Mannix like his feet are stumbling as he's going forward. Like, I think it's hey guys. Something's this way.
George is curious now. He follows Mannix.
George is curious.
At the top of the screen.
But George is curious.
You could say I'm a curious George.
That's right. This is the first time we've made that joke all campaigns.
Is it? Is it?
I don't know.
That's what a shame on us.
I know. I was just thinking that.
A year and a half later.
Yeah.
You gotta say something for later, you know.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Break them all out at the right time.
Yeah, it's still pulling you.
Okay. There's scary looking statues above me. What's that?
Yeah, you got some big old gargoyle statues up there, kind of similar to the ones that, and you recall gargoyles lining the very top of the cliffs, and these are only like 20 or 30 feet high, but yeah, you see similar gargoyles up there. They haven't done anything, but
Okay.
mean looking gargoyles.
Does my detect magic see them? How high are they?
What did I say? 20 or 30? They are 30 feet above the ground.
So I might be out of my range, but do I see that any magical emanations from them?
You probably catch a whiff of magic from that, yeah.
All right.
And you recall, as I said, gargoyles lining the statues, and I think it was Zendal that actually told you, like, whenever she was flying, the gargoyles attacked her, and whenever your owl was in flight,
Yeah.
the gargoyles were looking like they were going
Right.
to attack the owl as well.
It's their anti-air defenses.
It's a no-fly zone. It's still pulling you along to the
Into the wall?
southwest, kind of where all these
Southwest now.
where all this
Okay.
brush is. Yeah, it's really
Into the trees, guys.
into the trees.
Truly, this
Pretty
could be-
thick.
You know, the best time to get rid of gargoyles is during the daytime.
That's a good point.
That is a gross preconception of gargoyles.
That it was
Um,
birthed from the same Saturday morning cartoons that birthed this character. So
That's right.
it's all good.
It's still pulling you, and when you get within, go a little bit further to the west. You can make a perception check if you want, or you can just keep letting it pull you.
Shh. I mean, I'll just leave. I'll let my 20.
Okay, I was
do
gonna
the
say
work.
yeah. At this, one more.
Okay. One more.
Yeah, one more to the west. At this point, you see that a lot of the thick growth around here, the plants, the vines have seemed to conceal like a little bit of a passageway to the north.
Oh.
Oh, good job, Mannix.
Yeah.
George hacks at the shrubbery to clear the path.
Let's kill that shrubbery.
And that
Ooh, good job
is-
hacking, George.
Yeah,
that path cleared up
you
real quick.
hack, you hack up all that shrubbery, and this time it just seems to tug you to this spot and then tug you forward to the door. Pulling aside the heavy undergrowth, you uncover an archway in the cliff face. Stone skulls peer down from the lintel, and old bones litter the threshold. As light
Great.
strikes the entrance, you see a swarm of bats screech out from within. These are just
Is that
background
your bat
bats, though,
impression?
not
Pew, 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 pew,
actual- You know, bats. Pew, 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 pew. Come on, you guys have heard bats before.
Of course.
Squeaking sounds.
Okay. There's skulls looking at us, and there's bones.
Yeah, real friendly looking.
Yeah. Do the bones look like? Can we take a look at the bones and see if they're from murdered individuals who perhaps came down the same pathway and were murdered?
You could investigate the bones, sure.
Let's investigate some bones. Man, this is very Sleepy Hollow. He's like looking down at a body and like click,
Yeah.
click, click.
What's that sound effect that was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, right.
like that old timey
The
like,
camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, it looks like it might have just been like an animal den at one point,
Mm.
just because it was a really darkened kind of cave type area.
Okay.
Bones kind of look gnawed on and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think there's any traps in there, George. You should go ahead.
Sure.
I'll be
Both
right
highly
beside you.
suggestible type. Yeah. Just goading each other on
Constantly goading each other.
I don't know. You're the, one
Stupid,
wearing,
stupid reactions.
you're the one wearing the necklace.
Yeah, I suppose so. Okay. Necklace is pulling me towards the door.
Yeah.
All right.
Just pats him on the back as he walks forward.
Don't fall too far behind, George.
Right here.
All right, you walk along into the tunnel, sun at your back. A slab of worked stone blocks the overgrown tunnel some 20 feet from the entrance. Grinning skulls mark the edges of the slab, in the center of which are 9 cube-shaped cavities arranged in 3 rows of 3. So this one has 3, 3, 3. And I actually have a visual aid of what this door looks like.
Okay. That is, yeah. That is absolutely what you described.
Certain things have been redacted so that you can solve the puzzle.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, now I'm very confused about the front door. What is that front door even for?
It's a
Kill
fake
everybody.
front door.
It's what?
It's a fake
Oh,
front
Kill
door.
everybody. Yeah, it's fake.
Maybe you're both right. It's a fake front door to kill everybody. It did have a trap on it that was pretty that we could see. So maybe it doesn't do anything?
Well,
That's why it's
kills
only
you.
got 8 holes instead of 9.
Yeah. Okay, well, we clearly need the cubes back.
Did you not split them up with your mage hand?
No, I left it back there.
Mannix,
No, I'll go back.
your detect magic, which is still on. You detect evocation magic around each of the cavities.
Okay.
What does that mean, Mannix?
What does evocation magic mean? I think it generally means bad things. Evocation is like, if I remember correctly, evocation is like the like primary damage dealing school. It is the fireballs and your lightnings and witch bolts, I think.
Not your worm hugs.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back. So that's coming from each of the 9 holes. The evocation magic.
Yes.
Let's go back and gather up the cubes.
Powerful elemental effects.
George has written this down at some point. What do those
Got a
different
journal.
schools do? Can we just say that, assuming there's no problems with it?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
we'll fast forward that. Yeah, because when you take the cubes, nothing seems to have it. Just turns off the
Turns off the fire.
effect. Yeah, but you can gather all.
We were
the
very
cubes
worried
up.
about that hallway,
Okay.
but it just
Yep.
turned out to be a very
The necklace is
nice hallway.
uncomfortably just still wanting to draw. You almost have to like take it off just to like. Well, you can still walk without a check or anything, but it's uncomfortable. It's like something like it's like wearing a
Yeah,
really
it's
tight
like-
turtleneck or something. It really wants you back in the spot.
Neck and chain.
Turtleneck and chain.
Okay. We have all the cubes. We have 9 holes. We have 9 cubes. How do we determine which cube goes in which hole?
And there's no markings here either.
Nope. This is all you see.
Can you I forget where the story, the legends, I closed it.
Under chapter 3.
Oh, Legend Nine Gods. Gotcha.
Not Legend of the Nine Gods, yeah. Yeah, as I told Chris, I might want to have to multiple handouts
Just have it
open for this one. Yeah.
So this is back to what you were saying, Celeste, or really Heather, because Celeste didn't come up with this.
It's okay. I've come to the terms with this.
It could be a clock situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we have noon, but the question is what is considered morning?
Right.
So I still think you would place them opposite each other. So like the Shagambi would be top, the Neng Neng would be the bottom. And, but the thing is, we don't know what morning versus evening spots.
Right.
Unless we're saying 7 o'clock this morning.
Well, let's go back to the. Okay, enemies opposed. Because I'm thinking this applies not to the hallway we were in. Enemies opposed. One stands between them, so that could be what you're talking about, George. In darkness, it hides.
That's the Unk. That's the Unk, according
Okay,
to
that might have been to the final end of that.
And do we still have the map Omu available to us? Like with all the tombs marked on it? The different places where all the cubes are?
I can move you onto that map.
I didn't know if it was a handout of that or not. I was just wanting to look. I'm trying to like open all the things that I can to look at all the different.
Yeah.
Give me all the clues.
I don't
Damn
have it as a...
I was wanting to see that map to see if they were lined up kind of 3x3s or.
Oh, right.
From what you recall, they were not. They were just kind of almost randomly scattered around.
Oh. Well.
Let's try, just for the hell of it, let's try enveloping this door in darkness and see if that reveals anything per the line of that warning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
but
do that.
not everybody has darkness.
No.
Nope, but I did.
Do you do like darkness just on the entryway so that there's just no light coming into this hallway?
Yes. I'm gonna go with yes.
I think so.
I gotta read what the spell says again. The problem with darkness is you're not going to be able to see through it.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cast dark front end of the tunnel so that no light's coming into this room, but the room is still not in the darkness bubble itself.
Oh,
Or it
so
could just
like have the edge just be like right here in this general area.
Yeah.
Like in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. So it's just blocking the light from coming in here. I mean, they could just try to hold something over the door too, I suppose. But
all right. All right. Well, I can only pop this once a day, so.
blowing it on this hunch.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. How big of a space does this make? $60 feet is the range.
You're just trying to block the...
A 15-foot radius sphere. So it's a 30-foot diameter.
We're just trying to block the light from getting into this hallway.
Okay. Yeah,
Basically.
you can instantly cast your darkness and in such a way that you can block the daylight from this tunnel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a good way. All right, so I'll look at Orvik and tell him, don't move until you hear me say, put your hand over your ear.
He looks terrified.
Good.
If you move, you will die.
Basically.
Very specific instructions.
Normal rules with you guys then.
So I'll place him right in the middle of my little
I'll place him.
sphere. And remind him to not move or I'll kill him. And he is very terrified of me.
Yep.
So and then I will cast darkness on his ear.
On his ear?
Yeah.
She cut out a very
yeah, on his
on his what?
On his what? Okay. You see half your party disappear into darkness, and the light is cut off from this area. and nothing happens.
So those of us, I guess me and Kalas, can see in the dark, and we can see the holes in the wall.
Yep.
I can still see the magic emanating from them, and nothing's changed.
Nope.
Shit. Sorry, Kalas. I wish that your darkness on a.
That's all right. We'll just leave them in the dark. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Just leave
Literally
them.
and figuratively.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, it was probably not a bad choice.
We could just assume the top two lines are the only enemies opposed, one stands between them, and as long as we're putting the enemies opposite each other, maybe that's all it's required?
I mean, they're all have an enemy with each other.
Right.
So, like, Obalaka's enemy is the Iljan, and then Shigambi's enemy is Nang Nang.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. It doesn't go across enough for that.
Well, we could do diagonals. If you do diagonals, then it would. The two corners.
Here's what George is thinking. So noon is, of course, at the very top.
Yeah.
The morning position would be at the 7 o'clock. The bottom left corner would be morning.
Mm-hmm.
The left would be evening, and the top left would be night. And so then you just put the.
Sorry, George. No, I found it. Never mind.
So then you just
Keep
put
going.
those cubes, and then the enemies are completely opposite from the center.
I think Unk goes in the middle.
That's yes.
Unk goes in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can all agree that Unk goes in the middle.
Unk always goes in the middle.
Should I just put Unk in the middle now, just to see what happens?
Yeah, do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I think we all know Unk goes in the middle.
All right, you're
All right.
putting the Unk puzzle cube in the middle.
Yes.
You do so, and it seems to slide in with a little click and become completely like flush. Sinks into the cavity, and then nothing happens.
Okay, that's good. No evocation magic went off, guys.
That's right.
That's how
Nothing
we
happens
know
is a good
things-
thing.
When there's evocation magic involved, yes, nothing is good.
George is going to back up and say, put Shigambi in the top.
Damn it, George. Now this does. If bad things happen, DM, this will count as a trap. Yes.
Most likely.
Okay. Manix is...
I'm aware of all your various. You have what is it? Advantage and resistance and all this stuff.
Yeah, on traps.
Okay.
Yep. And then I also have magic resistance now, apparently. So I don't know how that stuff stacks together, but we'll
can't
figure it
have
out
double
when it comes.
advantage. I'm afraid. Or double resistance.
No. Or double resistance.
Mhm.
Which one did you say, George?
Shigambi.
Chigambe.
Over
Okay.
the top.
All right. That's the.
Now
is
be
that the-
very specific when you're telling me which
Oh, yeah.
slot you're putting it in.
It'd be the
Sorry.
top middle, right?
Top middle.
Okay. Shigambe into the top middle.
Gambi is in the top middle. Put it in there. Zzz, goes all the way in. Flush with the top. Makes a clicking sound and nothing happens.
All right. What's next?
Keep going.
Yeah. Whatever the opposite of Shigambe is, I suppose.
All right. Well, if everyone agrees with what I was saying about the timing, then do it like this.
Oh, you drew us. Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Class, does the logic work out for you? Gambe, Ijin, Kubizan, Moa, Nang Nang. So the enemies are opposite each other, and then as
Right,
far as
they're
we can
opposite.
tell, yeah.
on the center. So it says one morning a wise Zorbo, which is the Obolaka. His
Mhm.
enemy is Aijin. And then we said at noon we got the Kamadan, which is Shigambi. And the Ning Ning's opposite. One evening, which we said was here.
Probably that one. Yeah.
The Eblis or Papazotl. Wait.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Papazotl.
Handwriting. Papazotl. His enemy is Kubuzan. And then finally Night. Night. The Sioux monster, which is Wongo. Yeah, Wongo. And then opposite him is Moa.
Okay. I just took a screenshot of the Discord so we can look at that.
Good decipher. That's pretty good though. I like that you wrote everything down.
Okay. Let's go with the one we were Nang Nang bottom center.
Nang Nang bottom center. Okay, you slide the cube.
Would it be safe to think, like, if something does go wrong, it's probably going to be some kind of a deck save to get out of, to get away from it and things like that?
That's a safe assumption.
Colette will just look at you and think, give me the cube.
Well, I'm good. I've got all sorts of. I've got the resistances and the advantages on these particular
I can't wait
situations.
to tear down this confidence that Manix has. I dare this dungeon to give me its word.
Traps can do nothing to me.
All right.
You slide. She's being nice too. She was your bodyguard. It's kind of what you hired her for too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll say this: if I get hit by something and it takes half my hit points,
I blame you.
Then I'm gonna let you. Then I'm gonna let you. Yeah, I blame you. It was your fault for not
forcibly moving.
I'm just gonna sit there and laugh at you.
That's right.
All right, you slide the Nang Nang cube into that bottom slot. You hear a clicking sound, and nothing happens.
Okay. Let's just go around the door.
One at a time,
clock.
please.
Aijin, top right.
Okay, slide the cube in. Nothing happens.
Kubazan, right center.
Playing a game of Battleship or something.
Yeah. What would that be? That would be C2. Kubazan, C2.
Bishop to C4, please.
That's right.
You slide the cube in, hear the clicking sound, nothing happens.
Moa into C3.
C3. So, okay, bottom
Yeah.
right. Let's not get too cute with our little system.
It's
All
1,
right.
2, 3, ABC.
ABC, yeah, it's like basic Excel.
Wait, what? No.
These are basic Excel rules. You should.
I don't. Moa.
Think of it like an Excel spreadsheet. A1, A2, A3,
Yeah.
B1, B2, B3.
Okay. I think I understand. You slide Moa in, clicking sound, flush with the wall, and nothing happens.
Okay.
Wongo.
Wongo.
You've already got Nang Nang bottom middle, yep.
Oh yeah, I guess if we're going around like that. I
don't
can't
know, you
read
tell
this
me.
one. I can't read this one, George.
It's Obolaka.
Obolaka.
This is how traps are set off, by the way. Somebody gives you instruction. I can't read that. I don't know. Just
I don't know.
the rat. Put the rat in there. I don't know. Just whatever. What is
It
this?
looks
What
like
is this?
it looks like Jablia on my
Jablia. Do we
screenshot.
have a Jablia series? Just picks up a random rock. This looks like Jablia.
Yeah, Jablia, sure.
I don't-
Jablia, bottom left.
Wait, I literally don't know what nothing is close to Jablia. What are you talking about?
Obolaka.
Obolaka. Okay. Obolaka bottom left.
Yep.
All right, you slide it in there and nothing happens.
All right. I think we're
how he-
good.
Pauses.
Yeah.
For dramatic.
I gotta enjoy it.
Papazotl, A2, or left middle, whichever one you're more comfortable with.
Okay, Papazotl slides on in. You hear the clicking sound, flush with the wall, and nothing happens.
This is the moment Mannix drops the last cube and it breaks.
And it breaks. Oh no!
Shatters, just mixes it with the rocks. Oh god.
Oh, Eden's not gonna like
Overconfidence got
that.
to him.
Yeah.
Wongo, top left.
Yep.
All right. As you put the last cube in the slot, it clicks, and like a growling, angry beast, the entire door. First of all, the cubes flare with light, every single one of them, as if they're like checking to make sure everything's aligned correctly. They all light up,
Checking configuration.
and then you see them disappear from the cavities completely. And then with a giant growl, the door begins to rise up into the ceiling.
Good job, everybody. I didn't die.
Do.
Didn't die yet.
Yes.
Didn't die yet.
Another empty hallway.
Another empty
death.
hallway. Congratulations.
Your reward
Is yet another hallway. Yeah, you see another hallway. Light is probably still. Actually, there should be no light right now because the darkness spell is still up.
Oh, right.
But yeah, you guys can see.
George has been calling out names in the darkness. You can see nothing.
You can see nothing.
Or no, do the back. George can see everything.
Oh
He's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
George can
He's
see.
got the blind sight. Yep,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
George can see all.
So Gillian's the only one left who literally can't see in the dark.
Well, neither can Theron.
Oh, I guess he's usually using some sort of
Yeah, if he's
form
wild
that
shaped.
lets
Yeah.
him- yeah.
Unless he has true sight, he can't see.
George can't see as far as you guys can. George can actually see better than anybody else can within 30 feet, but beyond that, he can't.
Right.
I'll yell back to Orvix to cover his ear.
Turns off the darkness.
And do not let go of your ear for the next 10 minutes, or you will die.
Man, you should have put it on his tongue.
Yeah.
We can like open
mouth.
and close his mouth. That's crazy. It's like an X-Men character at that
Just
point.
darkness pours out. That would be terrifying.
That'd be
It's
terrifying.
like that scene in The Mummy where the
Yeah,
opens the mouth and all the locusts come out.
Thankfully, Orvix's jaw does not dislocate as he opens it. Yep, you guys see another hallway. This one obviously does not have all the foliage and stuff. It looks like it has not been open for some time.
Can I do a
And
quick
another
search
door.
of the hallway?
Yes. You see another slab blocks the hallway 20 feet beyond the first door. You see an iron lever set into the door's surface with a graven stone skull leering down from above.
An iron lever in the door?
Right into the door's surface. It's another
Well,
giant, like, stone wall door. Door is an operative word.
Door.
Stone wall that you presume is a door.
Presume is a door. Yeah. There's nothing else in this hallway.
No.
Did the doors that just opened, did it swing open?
No, the entire stone block has risen into the ceiling.
Mm.
And you notice the cubes disappeared before it did.
Just became part of the wall or something. They just
No, they were just gone. You don't know what happened to it because they
Oh,
were
they
visible
just, like,
before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe back to the shrines or something.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder if they went back to the shrines.
Well,
All
you
right.
just have to flip the lever.
Yeah. Is my necklace still pulling me, or is
No, necklaces actually seem to be rendered inert now. Ever since you put the cubes in there, it just seems to be an ordinary necklace now. You don't even detect magic on it anymore.
okay? It's just a nice necklace now.
It is a nice necklace.
All right. Do I detect any magic in this room?
You detect no magic.
Tell you another step forward.
And what is above? You said it's a skull glaring down?
Yep. stuff.
Surely they wouldn't try to kill us right after we solve their puzzle.
Sure.
Bring all your buddies in here.
George looks up at the skull and says, "You're
I don't
so
want-
pretty."
I don't like the way the DM is moving Gillian and Theron so closely with us. 'Cause
I mean, I have
to
to.
me it
Otherwise, they're
says
going to be
he
back
wants,
there at the
he
thing.
wants to hurt them too. That's what I thought.
I gotta keep him back there. The skull's jaws creak open, and a skeletal hand holding a crystal hourglass timer emerges from within. With a click,
Oh, no.
the timer rotates, and sand starts to trickle into the lower globe. 10. 9.
There's nothing happening. Nothing else.
Nothing else is happening. 8.
Pull the lever.
You pull the lever?
Yes.
Okay. You run up and pull the lever,
I don't know. That was maybe dumb.
and as soon as you
Maddox doesn't do well with ticking clocks.
as soon as you do, the entire floor splits open, and Mannix, you can give me a dex saving throw to try to hang on to the lever, while everybody else in this room is going to be falling into a pit of sharpened spikes.
Oh no!
And you
I'm
hear
sorry.
and the skull just goes.
Jesus Christ! What was the right answer, you skull bastard?
All right. The rest of you.
Are shrouded in darkness as Oryx lets go of his.
That's right.
Yeah, Orbex, immediate darkness everywhere. I need all of you in the room. So Mannix, give me a dexterity saving throw to try to hang on to the lever. As soon as you pulled the lever, the entire floor splits apart. Everybody falls. You are technically could hang on to the lever with a good dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dex saving throw. 11's probably not great. Let's use my inspiration. 12. Jesus Christ. It
Mannix,
was a little better.
your hand slips from the lever and you fall down into the pit.
Well,
This does count as a trap.
Okay. All right.
Um,
No, I'm never going to use this. I'm never going to use this. I'm going to use.
Oh, use. What do you got?
I've got an item that I've had in my pack forever. Like I think a solid year. I've got a balloon pack.
He's got it written on a card.
I don't remember when I got this balloon pack or what the situation was. It was a whole different post-it note set ago, so it was violent.
Okay.
When I had blue post-it notes.
That is as a reaction you can use like
I think.
Featherfall or
Maybe-
something. Yeah, click on it. If you
I
can.
mean, I know it's the levitate spell, but
Okay.
let me. Maybe I can't actually use it as a reaction. As an action, the benefits of the levitate spell for. So you can tell me if I have enough time falling to do an action or not.
I thought there was an option that you could do an action or a reaction for something else. Does it?
Oh, maybe. Or use it as a reaction while falling to gain the effects of featherfall. Okay,
That's the
so I
one.
can use it as a reaction.
Yes.
I don't want a featherfall.
What does Featherfall let you like slow your descent?
Slowly? Yeah, just
Well,
slow.
Here's the thing. Everybody's about to roll to see how many spikes they fall on. So that would allow you, I would let you fall on less spikes, basically. And you wouldn't take, if you're feather falling, you're not taking the falling damage because everybody's falling. This is a 20-foot deep pit. So you're also falling,
Yeah.
taking falling damage, and there's sharpened spikes at the bottom.
Now, is Theron still? Theron's not falling.
Theron is, no, I didn't move him, and he's still at Theron's source, so we'll say he was out here.
Do I have time to act while falling?
You can tell me what you guys are going to try to do, but it's going to be pretty hard to do anything because the entire floor just basically disappeared under you.
I would like to turn my sword into a thorn whip and shoot it out at Theron. I hope he grabs at it.
That would require a bonus action, so that's gonna you can do that after you fall.
See, I would have tried to grab the door frame from what we just came.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was in the back by the door.
So Mannix, would you like to use the Featherfall or not?
Yeah, I'll use it.
I will say it will mitigate some. And
Yeah,
remind me
yeah,
what Featherfall
sure.
does, if you can look that one up too.
I believe it just makes me float gently down to a surface, but I'll
Okay.
Wait, do I get to try to grab the door?
Those of you that
I was in the back.
Those of you that are falling can give. I'll let you all give me a dex saving throw to try to avoid some of the spikes. Is what you can do, because I feel like you
wanted
guys
to grab the door.
you guys should be able to roll something. Roll for Gillian and for Orvex. Oops, he does not have advantage. Wow, Orvex rolled really well.
Mm.
Not as well as me.
My rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends.
60 feet per round?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you still fall 60 feet?
Per
Yeah.
round, which is like 10 seconds, right?
No, a round is like...
Round is like 6 seconds.
Well, okay. Well, it also says if the creature lands before it takes.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it basically just negates falling damage.
Negate falling damage. Okay. All right, so George, give me a 1d4. And roll 2d10. All right, so George, when you fall, you take 8 falling damage, bludgeoning, and you also land on 3 sharpened spikes, which seem to be coated with poison.
Oh, no.
For a total of 25 damage
Oh, boy.
as you fall onto these spikes. Yeah. Kaless, I'm basically gonna have the damage with a successful dex save. So give me a 1d4 and a 2d10.
Man, why couldn't I grab the door?
Well, you managed to angle. You get some kind of handhold to let you angle yourself and try to avoid like the worst of it, which is why you're gonna take less damage here. In fact, same thing with Gillian and Orvex. They all rolled really well. Okay, give me I'll probably just use 3 as the average then. Give me just roll 1d10. Okay, you take 7 falling damage.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just do the same damage. And then you take half of that with the successful dex save. So 15 as you land on some spikes.
The chat, meanwhile, is loving the fact that we found in the first round.
Yeah, thank you for pulling the lever. You did the other puzzles so like smoothly, and immediately just like open.
That timer, I just freaked out.
I was about
fair.
to yell at Orvix to let go of his ear.
Oh, this is the hide in darkness portion?
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably right.
All right, Gillian is going to take 15 damage. And Orvex. Which actually rolled pretty well on your dex saves. 6 is 21. Yeah, Orvex lets out a scream, and he does not look very good. He survived, but he's like, oh! And Mannix, you float gently down, And if you can literally, like, if you're just free floating down gently, I'm going to assume you can pretty much avoid, like, there are sharpened spikes at the bottom, but I think you can manage to get in between if you can control your own rate of descent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the balloon pack, because that's a one-time use, I believe, too, right? It just expels
It sure
after.
is. I deployed it. It's like a parachute.
Yeah. So with your parachute deployment, you're able to float down.
How's everybody doing?
I would like to take my new sword out and stab Manic.
Dare you.
Successfully avoid all the spikes.
Mm-hmm. You're the one that pulled the lever, and then you just float down there. Surprise!
That wasn't so bad, guys.
I throw one of my vials of serpent venom at him.
Oh God!
Wait, I am a snake man.
Also, everybody but Mannix and I guess Theron, you all have the poisoned condition from the spikes.
And what does that mean?
That
It's like Gloomhaven.
means you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. It can be removed with lesser restoration spell or similar magic.
Christopher!
You know, well, sorry.
Christopher!
You do think it would run its course at some point, but it'd probably take a full day.
Damn it, Mannix.
We do have a prayer bead necklace that can probably cure lesser restoration stuff. I bet.
I think that's
Wait. Can I evade this? It was all dex.
I don't know. Give me
You
what
can
your
make a
evasion
dexterity
means.
saving throw to only take half damage. You instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving. You made me take a dexterity saving throw, which I did really, really well. I rolled the highest, so therefore I take no damage.
I rolled the highest.
I did. I rolled a 22.
Can you click on? Can you share that with the rest of the class so I can see? But I think that does apply here. You can nimbly dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as a Red Dragon's Fire Breath or an Ice Storm spell. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage. Yeah. I would say evasion definitely applies here. That's what rogues are good at.
Yes! Give me all those hit points back!
So you see, despite Celeste falling into the pit, she kind of like does some parkour shit off the walls and lands like in a body contorted way between like pits of spikes at the bottom, all very fancy like, and then Manic just floats to the bottom.
Hey.
Orvex looks at both you and Mannix like, how did you do that? He's literally got a giant spike through his chest.
Oh no.
Oh,
Jesus.
I need to learn some of these talents.
Thank God I started reading all of my
Medic.
that means I'm not poisoned.
You guys are at the bottom of a pit though.
Is there no way up?
Yeah, you can go up. You
I
have to
mean,
climb out.
no, like, yeah, climb out.
There's no ladder there, no.
Okay.
We could get Theron to lower his tail. We could just go do.
Yeah. The door that I pulled the lever on,
It's still laughing.
still laughing.
It stopped at some point, but yeah, the door is still closed. Lever's down, pit's open.
Okay.
I take Orvix's hand off of Zir. We're gonna shadow the room in complete darkness. I want to see what happens. Like, do the spikes retract or something? And
Nothing happens with the darkness.
alright.
You guys probably noticed the darkness going off and on because Orvex is constantly just touching himself.
When I think about it.
So maybe none of these. One stand. So the first two lines were that first. In darkness it hides.
That was
Dark-
Unk.
Now
think-
maybe I keep thinking like, yeah.
Can we talk about this after we get out of this pit, please?
Oh, shut up, Orvik.
I'm dying.
You could have died faster by my hand a long time ago.
I like that the dragon tail idea though. Move his tail down and let's climb out.
Yep.
Can we actually traverse through the spikes without like hurting ourselves?
You're gonna have to kind of climb the walls probably a little bit. They're pretty much
I'll make
lining
some more deck saving throws.
the bottom. Yeah. But it's I'm not gonna make you roll checks to do that once you're already down there. You can kind of gingerly handhold your way across.
Okay.
But yeah, since Theron's still up there, he can kind of sit down and lower his tail down. You might have to climb a little bit of ways, but not enough to make a check. And you kind of grab the tail, and he can pull you guys up kind of one at a time. However, even though you guys can get pulled out, there is now a pit here, and the lever is still down.
That's a mage hand.
Well, yeah, I can pull the lever back up. Yeah, sure. Okay, sure. Yeah, once everyone's out, let's mage hand the lever over there.
Okay.
Stupid fucking skull laughing at us.
You mage hand the lever, and the floors slowly retract and come back up into place.
All right, skull face. What's the hourglass about?
What does a skull look like?
What does it look like?
Yeah, is it like humanoid?
Yeah, it's like a human skull.
So I'm just reading the part about Unk again because I still had this open. That when light shined off Unk's shell, she blinded Utao.
All right.
So,
maybe there's
I don't
a
know
light
if-
thing.
I don't know if that's the right
Well,
path.
I've still got feather fall on for the next minute. I'm just gonna walk back in there. Like fuck off, spike trap.
But if you shine a light at the skull, then
Yeah, I walk up with
There's pretty much already
Or-
light in here from behind you guys. Are still
Well,
yeah.
but
More
shining
light. I'm looking
light
at and it's in
directly
the
eyes,
face of the skull.
okay. Yeah, you do
Mostly because
that.
I'm just angry at it.
But you curse the skull. The skull just leers at you in silence.
Does it start counting down again?
Where are you at? Are you
I
at
walked.
right?
Let's say I walked.
Yeah,
walked
remember
right
I
up
told
to
you
it
got to be
again.
careful about the token. I gotta know where your
Yep,
tokens are.
yep.
All right.
I walk right up to the skull and put my coconut in its face.
Okay, as you do that, the skull actually opens, and the crystal or the hand comes out again. Hourglass turns, and you're not sure when it happened, but at some point when you guys came out of there, it was not there anymore. Hourglass turns again. Sand starts coming down. 10, 9, 8,
waited it out at
7.
this point.
I'm gonna wait it out. I'm just gonna wait it
6.
We all
5.
stand back here.
Mannix does a jig.
4.
In the room. Fuck you, skull. Fuck you, skull. fuck you, skull.
I've broken him, and they haven't really even stepped inside yet. 2, 1. You hear a ah, and then the doors begin to rise.
God damn it. God damn it. It literally just played on my panic.
Oh, this was the line about say nothing to the doomed child.
I mean, maybe, but it was just patience. We didn't have to do anything. We just had to not panic and pull
At the
lever.
same time as this door opens, this door begins to slowly begin to drop and close.
Uh-oh.
And it.
Yeah, everyone in the...
everybody runs through.
Yep.
Orbex is like dropping blood everywhere. He's like, no, please, seriously, someone.
You're fine.
I'm not doing so well.
Just bleeding everywhere.
Mm-hmm. You see this door. Close off behind you. A moss-covered corridor extends beyond the second door. Tree roots hang from the sagging ceiling, and the air reeks of rot and damp. At the end of a T intersection, a bas-relief carving of a bearded devil's face adorns the wall. The devil's open mouth is a well of utter darkness.
Wonderful.
Wait, I've seen this episode before. This is where we meet Sebastian.
You also you notice that there is some growing like plants and moss and ivy, and there's little cracks in the ceiling, and you can see bits of light shining in. Although those of you with dark vision probably don't notice a change because it's not enough to make it bright or anything, but it is dimly lit throughout this area.
But there's bits of light.
Like very, very, yeah, just enough to kind of give things a very shadowy look.
George is
Okay.
going to push forward since he can see 30 feet ahead of him.
Yes, you can.
Come, Mannix. I will be your eyes.
I mean, I can see all right, but
Oh, that's right.
I'll come with you anyway.
Mannix,
Sorry.
hold please. As
Hold,
George,
please.
as George takes a step forward, you hold out an instinctive hand to George as you, with your passive perception, notice directly in front of you, you see like kind of tiles on the floors. A lot of them are covered in moss and different foliage, dead leaves and everything. And directly in front of you, though, you see what looks like a raised kind of pressure plate. And you notice a few of those along the corridor.
George, we're in a tight spot. Don't move. One wrong step. And we're
George
dead.
was fine here. When you
okay.
made it to this spot, though, you noticed one directly in front of you.
Do I see one on the space over the space in front of me?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Because your passive only works right around you.
Yeah. Click my glasses into place.
Click your clock.
26.
All right, you do not see one over there. What you do see is tiny holes in the walls along the corridor as well.
Oh. I assumed the gaping mouth at the end of the hallway was that, but now there's also tiny holes to kill us.
Yep. With that, you see pressure plates. Seems
Uh-oh.
to be...
They just highlight in my mind.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly like a video game. They just glow on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah.
I'm playing Divinity. That's how traps work in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. All right, I will grab George's shoulder and just put my hand in front of his face, point at different tiles. There, and there, and there. Do you see him?
Yes, I do.
All right.
And being a wanderer, I have excellent memory for maps and geography.
You'll never forget where these are.
I'll never forget.
Giving you some of
So I
the
guess
poisoned conditions, so I remember that you guys have this for next. It was because Celestin. I think it was just Gillian, Orvix, and George that has poison. All right.
Mhm.
Killian's coming back to Big Boy. Every time she leaves, her character comes back way before she left.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just tell everybody to follow me.
Yes. Everyone, we're going in single file. We just follow George's path. Don't step off of it.
Try telling that to Theron.
Yeah, I don't know what Theron's going to do. Theron's going to figure this out on his own.
Theron would not be able to cross this hallway in his current form.
Nah, he's gonna have to revert.
or he doesn't care.
Doesn't care and just stomps through it. That's also fair. Bring up the rear. He just behind his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An Allosaurus just covered in darts or whatever, and just comes around the corner.
Well, every time he takes damage, he has to roll for his berserk.
Oh no!
Oh, that's true. Turn around and just his eyes roll in the back of his head like a doll's eyes.
Then we just have Orvix let go of his ear again.
Yeah,
One hand holding on his insides, one hand covering his ear.
that's right. You're still the job, Orvix.
George is gingerly going to step around that pressure. Like so.
Mm-hmm.
Panics, no one's following us.
Follow closer, people.
All right. Well, half your party is controlled by me at this point.
Yeah,
So.
right. We can assume they are.
Yeah. As you guys near the Devil Head, and Mannix, your detect magic does detect illusion magic in the darkness inside of the green head, which, by the way, looks like this
Oh,
big
that's
gaping.
the actual thing. Okay.
This and it is radiating illusion magic. As you near the Devil Head, you hear the familiar voices of the hags that have been hounding you previously begin to speak, saying, they're here, they've made it inside, we must, enough of you. And a new voice rings out in a commanding tone, you've had your chance, get back to the nursery, guard the gate, in case they make it that far. The damn keys are running around everywhere. And a magical image materializes in front of the green devil face. A decaying humanoid in tattered robes is seated in a chair. He wears a large obsidian amulet shaped like a screaming skull with ruby eyes and emeralds for teeth, hanging from an iron chain wrapped around his body. A bronze mask sculpted into a perpetual frown obscures his face. Do I actually have a picture of?
You better. 'Cause it
Please.
sounds badass.
Yeah, it does. See if I've got a picture. There we go. Okay. And he says, he kind of steeples his fingers. He says, greetings, famed adventurers. I am Mr. Withers. He appears to look around and then snap his fingers irritably. And a disembodied hand appears in the projection you can see and hands him a piece of paper. Says, yes, let's see, the investigator, the assassin, the bard, the shapeshifter, and the turtle. He glances up. And some random old man, apparently. Doesn't look like he'll last too long. This is the master's domain. Or at least one of them. But I am its architect and caretaker. It is my job, nay, my pleasure, to provide you with the most exquisite and excruciating deaths. For the strongest adventurers provide the sweetest souls.
Wait, is he the tomb concierge?
And with that, I do believe we are going to end our session tonight.
Oh boy.
You guys have
Can you tell us where the best pizza place is around here?
That's right. Kubazons and Papazodals, of course.
I've heard great things.
Yeah.
Papazodals Pizza and Pastaria.
That's right.
That's right. Everybody vote in the poll, even though we have a reduced party. Vote for our MVPC for this session, please. But slightly shorter session because we are missing some of our players. But you guys made it exactly as far as I wanted you to make it. You are right in the entrance to the tomb proper. We've made it inside, and yeah, you have met the tomb concierge. Excellent work. So that will do it all for us. Thank you to Chris, Heather, and Raymond for playing. Thank you to all the wonderful fans for watching. Next week, Chris, do you have anything to announce?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be a DM for a week. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna have a one shot next Friday. Maybe something Friday the 13th related, since
There you go.
it will be Friday the 13th.
We are going
That might be
to
fun.
be still short some players. Reese and Shell are still on vacation. So we are going to be running a special one shot next week, and then we will resume our Tomb adventures the week after that. So go to roguewatson.com for recaps, patreon.com/roguewatson if you would like to support the channel. We are live streaming our D&D adventures every week. Look forward to Chris DMing us a one shot next week. We will see you all next time. God, we still have a minute left. I did not start this early enough. Yeah, here's the outro. I'll declare the.
This is where you just fill the time. Fill the time, guys. Chat.
Everybody, how was that session, everybody?
Wait, who won the?
I still got 45 seconds left. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we look forward to doing a one shot for sure. And we mentioned this. I don't think you haven't done a guest DM slot since we started Tomb.
Nope.
They haven't DM'd since
Not
Storm
since
Kings.
Tomb.
Then
Yeah.
that'll be pretty awesome.
Which I guess we could, if we still got time left, we can talk about what characters you guys want to play. That's if we can fill the time with that.
That'll probably be an off-stream thing, but yeah, we need to get into that.
Yeah.
10 seconds left on the poll. I think it's gonna be Mr. Mannix.
Well, yeah, he did throw us into a pit of poison.
I did throw one everyone.
That was pretty awesome. All right, Mr. Mannix, you get inspiration for next time.
All right. Because I used it not following into a good
That's
place.
right. All right, we are.
Instead of having lemonade stands, kids are now having hand sanitizer.